Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and it's the last week for the Artist Way. She closes out this week with a lot of really good stuff. She gives you where's it at? A creativity contract for you could either print it off or handwrite it or sign it in the book or what. She has an epilogue that she talks about at the end. But what the week is called is Recovering a Sense of Faith. She says that creativity requires faith. Let's see if we can do this without completely bleh. Right. Faith requires that we relinquish control. Both of those, the relinquishing control and having the faith that's required to do that it's frightening and that we resist it. She says that our resistance to our creativity is a form of self-destruction and that we throw up roadblocks. And she's talked about the roadblocks and the self-destruction on and off during the whole book. She's talked about self-doubt and procrastination and how all of that's based off of a fear. She says that it takes courage and the faith to trust the dream in order for you to be truly creative. Quote, you have to follow your bliss and doors will open where there were no doors before. It is the inner commitment to be true to ourselves and to follow our dreams that triggers the support of the universe. She says that this is all that creativity is a mystery, that the creative process is a process of surrender, not control, that mystery is at the heart of creativity, and surprise is also at the heart of it. She talks about imagination at play and how we have to get serious about taking ourselves lightly, having a sense of humor, I think, being a little bit more mellow and laid back with ourselves. We're not to take ourselves so super serious, and that's one of my big faults. Is I'm a serious, intense kind of person. I have a sense of humor. She says that creativity must be freed from the narrow perimeters of capital A art and recognized as having much broader play. She says that we have to actually kind of learn to play. She says as we write, digging ourselves out of denial, our memories, our dreams, and creative plans all move to the surface, that we are intended to create. She talks about escape velocity and that it's a bunch of tests. This is what she says. She says that her friend Michelle is a theory, and that's when you're going to leave them, they know, or when you're going to do something else like that. The test, the test. It's like when you're all set to marry the nice guy, the one who treats you right, and Mr. Poison gets wind of it and phones you up. The whole trick is to evade the test. We all draw to us one test that's our total nemesis. Think of it. You're all set to go to the coast on an important business trip, and your husband suddenly needs you, capital N, for no reason, no real reason. You're all set to leave that bad job, and the boss from hell suddenly gives you your first raise in 5 years. Been there, done that. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I have been fooled. I have been fooled. Listening to Michelle talk, it was clear that her years as a trial attorney stood her in good stead as a creative person. She, at least, was no longer fooled. She said she thought about all the times that she'd been fooled. There was an agent who managed to undo done deals but apologized so prettily. There was the editor who asked for rewrite upon rewrite until gruel was all that remained, but who always said I wrote brilliantly and was her brightest star. A little flattery can go a long way toward deterring our escape velocity. So can a little cash. She says, as recovering creatives, many of us find that every time our career heats up, we reach for our nearest wet blanket. We blurt out our enthusiasm to our most skeptical friend. In fact, we call him up. If we don't, he calls us, and this is the test. Our artist is a child, an inner youngster, and when he or she is scared, mommy is what's called for. Unfortunately, many of us have wet blanket mommies and a whole army of wet blanket surrogate mommies. Those friends who have our second, third, and fourth thoughts for us. The trick is not to let them be that way. She says, zip the lip, the button up, keep a lid on it, don't give away the goal. Always remember the first rule of magic is self-containment. You must hold your intention within yourself, stoking it with power. She says, in order to achieve escape velocity, you must learn to keep your own counsel, to move silently among doubters, and to voice our plans only among our allies, and to name our allies accurately. Tells you to make a list of the friends who will support you and the friends who won't support you. Don't indulge or tolerate anyone who throws cold water in your direction. She says, forget good intentions. She says, they will try to get you. She says, set your sights and don't let the ogre that looms in the horizon deflect your flight. So she gives you tasks and the check-in, and I will tell you that my check-in was probably the worst week ever, and it was the last week. I did maybe 2 or 3 pages of morning pages. I'm not even going to look at my journal to tell you. I know right offhand, I didn't do my morning pages every day. I didn't. There was one day where I started and I wrote a paragraph and I stopped. There was one day where I wrote 2 sentences and I stopped. There were 2 days where I didn't write at all. I'm not sure, but then I wrote like a full 3 pages a day or 2. Yeah. So I sucked with the morning pages this past week. And I started my morning pages this morning and I got a whole page written. And a lot of it were questions asking myself things. I have, coming May 1st, I have a brand new journal for my morning pages. I'm going to finish out some of the things for my morning pages in this old journal. I'm going to keep the journal because I won't have finished it. And what I'm going to do with the rest of the journal is log down. I got it from Thrift Books, y'all. So I have The Right to Write by Mrs. Cameron. And then I have Finding Water. Now, Blair said she had The Right to Write, wanted to know if we wanted to do it together. There are 43 chapters in that book. It's not set up like this one and The Artist's Way. This one is also a 12-week course, so we're going to have to take the 43, make it a 12 weeks. So we're probably going to have to do multiple. It amounts to, because it's not 48, there are 43 of them. So pretty much, if we did 4 a week, it would be 10.5 weeks. So that's probably, if we're going to do The Right to Write, because like I said, it's not set up in a 12-week. So we could do 4 a week, and that would be approximately 10.5 weeks, which would be fine. What we could do, I guess, is break it up into the 2 months, into May and June, and then just do it for the 8 weeks and do 5. Pretty much, you figure it out, though. Let me know if you're interested in doing The Right to Write. Blair said she wanted to, and she had this book, or if you're interested in doing Finding Water. I'm going to be doing both. I don't know if I'll be doing them simultaneously. They're awesome books. This is called Finding Water, The Art of Perseverance, which is, yeah, I am one of the most determined, resilient, persevering people you will ever meet. I don't have very much quit in me, except when it comes to my writing. Except when it comes to my writing, that's the one area of my life where I tend to have the most self-doubt and fear. So I am going to work on all of that. What The Artist's Way has really made me realize is that I am in no way, shape, or form ready to stop improving. I need more improvement. Like I said, I'm working on taking back my life, on having a happier, healthier me, and a happier, healthier life. All of the aspects of my life, from creativity to personal to do-it-yourself at home projects, all of those things, to my weight and getting fit and healthy, my writing, my art, all of the above. I hope you enjoyed Camp NaNoWriMo. I have almost 37,500 words. I have like 24 words to write, I think, or something like that, and I'll be there. My video from Friday and Sunday didn't happen. But I needed a break. And Sunday, I needed to sleep. I slept. Ooh, I slept. Okay, before I close out, I realized, one, I hadn't covered everything. What I learned primarily in week 12 and during the whole 12 weeks, or actually mine was 14 weeks of The Artist's Way, my creativity is in no way, shape, or form completely recovered. I've recovered a lot of things, and some of my core beliefs, the negative ones, come from the fear that keep me scared. I now understand where some of that's coming from, and I'm trying to counter them with like affirmations and doing things that are in essence taking back my life, taking back my control, but at the same time surrendering to my creativity. And I think one of the big things is increasing my self-worth so that I have less self-doubt to begin with. Like I said, my writing is that area that really needs that the most. Another thing I think that's really important about week 12, not that I made it through the whole 12-week course, but I think also that there are like different aha moments in the 12 week. Not only was I resistant to the morning pages to begin with, and then the different parts, I was resistant to 1 or 2 artist dates during different periods of time because I was too busy. Want to do more artist dates and include things like going to a museum or going to a poetry reading, different things that are a little bit more creative in nature. That I'm also hopefully going to be going to a writing retreat in June, which will be like a weekend artist date. I have learned that even though I finished with this program, I really have actually just started. I'm doing the 12 weeks, kind of scratch the surface of things. I'm going to continue on, like I said, with two more of her books. I doubt very seriously, like I said earlier, I said I wasn't sure if I'd do them simultaneously. I'm not. I'm going to do one or the other. And you guys let me know, because like I said, I'm going to start at May 1st, which is Sunday. Let me know if you're going to join me. One of the things that really resonated with me, it was a quote: "Adventures don't begin until you get into the forest. The first step in an act of faith." Mickey Hart, drummer for the Grateful Dead. I just want to say thank you for following along with me for the 12 weeks that I took the Artist Way course. It was, well, the 14 weeks that I did the Artist Way course. I also wanted to say thank you for hanging in there. For those of you who did it but didn't make videos or really blog about it, I was sucky about the blogging about it. I have been trying really hard to blog at least once or twice a week. Last week was just for me. The quitting smoking, I think I did a Take Back My Life blog post actually. I don't know. I feel so discombobulated. Hey, it's Monday. Yesterday I slept. I didn't do any of the things I needed to do. Today I have a tremendous amount of things I need to do, but I'm just all over the place today. So I'm going to go take a walk, and then I'm going to write. And while the video saves and uploads, I hope you guys have a great one. I'm looking forward to the next adventure. I'm going to be closing out Camp NaNoWriMo this week, hopefully with the 40,000 words. I'm like right around 3,000 words away. A lot going on. I try to stay busy. Being busy helps with my anxiety, my depression, and it gets things done. So like I said, if you are going to participate, or you want to participate and you're not quite sure, let me know whether you want to do the right way to write or whether you want to do finding water. So finding the river. Finding water. All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.